But what's the essence of the law? Love. Paul said, love. Love is the essence of the law. So he that loves fulfills the whole law. That's the spirit of the law. Now this man had a question first. Yes, sir?
I was wondering, why did God give the laws to Moses?
Okay, why did God give the law to Moses, or just a law in general?
Well, the commandments. Why did he give the commandments?
God gave laws to promote the highest well-being of all. It says in the book of Deuteronomy, and listen to this. Why did God give the law to Moses? It says, and now Israel, what is the Lord thy God required of you? But to fear God, or the Lord your God, and to walk in his ways, to love him and serve the Lord with all of your heart and all of your soul, to keep his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day for your good.
So before that, they didn't know that they were supposed to fear the Lord.
Well, they had a conscience, they had the law written on their heart, and so
did they know to fear the Lord enough?
oh yes, they did. It says in Genesis, well, because man was hardening his heart, hardening his conscience, so God had to do another public declaration. But it says, it even says in Romans that the Gentiles, which have not the law, are a law unto themselves, their conscience bearing witness. So even like Nineveh did not have the Ten Commandments, but Nineveh was in sin because they violated their conscience.
But if they knew the law, I still don't understand why it's necessary to give the law if someone...
Well, just a minute. Well, okay, we know it's wrong to murder, right? So why does the government say don't murder?
Well, the government doesn't say don't murder.
Yeah, it's against the law to murder. It's a crime.
Right. The government says...
Well, I thought we all know that.
By the way, the government also says that manslaughter is wrong. The Bible says nothing about the manslaughter, right?
The Bible talks about shedding innocent blood. And that's wrong. But the Bible talks about capital punishment. Now, I think let me sum up my answer. God gave them a law to promote the well-being of the community. That's why he gave us a conscience. That's why he gave us the Ten Commandments. And laws are supposed to protect the community from harm and promote the well-being of the community. So that's why God gave us a law. Now you had a question? Yes.
I was just curious how effective you find this.
Well, I attract people who normally don't go to church, normally don't read the Bible, and they will skip their classes and sometimes stand here for hours, day after day, and discuss the Bible with me. People who normally wouldn't even listen to a Christian radio station for a second, and they'll stay out here for hours. So I think it's pretty effective. But I'm like a farmer. I plant seeds. I water seeds. I don't have a harvest every day. What? Sometimes you need to plow the hard soil. Sometimes you need to plow up all the stony ground. Some campuses are better than others. You know? So I think it's very effective in reaching large masses of people who normally wouldn't even think about the Bible or go to church.
Well, I guess the question would be, the question would be, are you causing further dissension of the idea of who Jesus Christ is, or are you truly planting a seed of someone's heart?
I think I'm truly planting a seed. The word of the Lord will not return void. But I tell you this, Jesus said, you're either for me or against me. A sinner's not neutral. A sinner's not someone who hasn't made up his mind yet. A sinner has made up his mind. He wants to do his own thing. He wants to rule his own life. So I come out and I confront those types of people. So there's a lot of hostility sometimes. Because they're not neutral. They're sinners.
Just like you and I.
What's that?
Just like you and I.
Well, I mean, I used to be a sinner. And then I got born again. Became a new person. I don't live like I used to. I used to sell drugs. I don't do that anymore. I used to fist fight. I don't do that anymore. I used to smoke marijuana and drink alcohol. I don't do that anymore.
But it doesn't change that you and I are still sinners. We need Jesus.
Well, I'm a sinner in the sense that I've sinned.
Right.
But it's not like I'm disobeying God every day and shaking my fist at God.
So you don't struggle with sin even today?
I mean, I face temptation, but I overcome it.
So you do not sin at all?
Well, not today. So, I mean, Paul said I die daily. Jesus said pick up your cross daily. I mean, if you're really, literally sinning every day, if you're deliberately disobeying God every day, then there's something terribly wrong. I love God.
We're sure deliberately living in your sin and not mournfully being repentive of it is one thing, but denying that you're a sinner is another thing.
Well, I mean, even sinners feel bad. Just because you feel bad doesn't mean you're a Christian. First John said, this is how you know that you know him, if you keep his commandments. And his commandments are not grievous. In other words, his yoke is easy, his burden is light. His law is not impossible. I love to keep his law. I love to keep his commandments. I love it.
First John also says you still live in your sin.
No, First John said, I write these unto you that you sin not. And First John says, he that sins is of the devil.
You're right. The Greek root for that talks about he who continually lives in habitual sin.
You're like sinning every day.
No, like sinning in a habitual same sin. In other words, not being repentant of your sin.
Well, how many sins are there?
Well, there's a sin.
Well, all sin is selfishness. If you're sinning every day, that's a lifestyle.
Well, you're redeemed of your sin, sir. But it doesn't mean you're not still whole. It's just
I'm saved from my sin.
yes, you are. You're redeemed. You're correct. But
I'm not merely forgiven, I'm also free.
you're right. But that also changes the fact that we are still sinners.
What sin are you doing?
Plenty of sin. I live in sin all the time.
Do you drink alcohol?
Sure.
You get drunk?
No.
Well, that's not a sin.
No, it's not.
I mean, are you having premarital sex?
No.
Looking at pornography?
No.
I mean, what sin are you doing all the time?
Sir, me
Are you lying?
thinking about somebody.
Are you cheating on your...
You want to let me speak, or do you want to?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay. Me speaking about somebody in an inappropriate manner is a sin. Okay.
You like checking out girls and
So
stuff?
I'm talking about. Okay, I'll give you an example. Me walking over here, I viewed you as being divisive of my Savior and Lord. Okay. I viewed you in the sense of giving a bad name to Jesus Christ and who He is. So that thought in itself is sinful.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
I think it's just a misjudgment. I think it's a mistake.
Really. So
If you wanted to hurt me, if you had some malicious heart towards me, that'd be a sin.
well, I certainly have anger. But
You know? But if I thought someone was giving Christ a bad name, I'd be angry about it. Like I had a girl the other day, she came out with a belly shirt on and short shorts, and her breasts were exposed. And she said that she was a Christian, and she was sad that I was making Christians look bad. And she was making Christians look bad. And, you know, I got kind of angry about that. I said, how can you call yourself a Christian?
Jesus Christ came not to condemn, but to save the world. All right?
I didn't come to condemn you guys. I came...